Hello and welcome to my favorite theme park, Silver Dollar City. This is actually my second visit to the park. My first was 2 years ago. But since starting Mid-Course Discourse, I just have been waiting for the day where I could come back, make some videos on this amazing park. Now, this park is a Hirsch End park, which means its sister park is Dollywood. So if you've been to that park, you kind of know the quality and theming we're dealing with here. If you're talking about personality and charm, this is the park. On top of that, this park's ride lineup is honestly insane. Time Traveler, Powder Keg, Outlaw Run, those are all some of my favorite coasters. So I cannot wait to do them today. But the thing I'm most excited for is the new Fire in the Hole. I was able to ride the original 2 years ago, and I've also been on Blazing Fury at Dollywood. So I know what that older style of that sort of ride is. I'm very interested to see what Silver Dollar City and RMC were able to do with this new version. So without further ado, let's check out my favorite theme park, Silver Dollar City. Powder Keg is such a good roller coaster. I think this is my second favorite ride here. It might be my first, just because of how quirky and unique it is. Powder Keg opened in 1999 as Buzzsaw Falls, a Premier Rides water coaster. And an S&S air launch coaster is clearly a far cry from that. So Buzzsaw Falls only operated for 4 years. In 2003, closed down, and they did this to it. And this is a significant renovation. Silver Dollar City and S&S, they were able to use a good amount of the existing track from the roller coaster section of Buzzsaw Falls, including that lift hill. But then they went ahead and added this whole first part of the layout, the air launch, the hills following it. You can very much see and feel when that S&S track switches to the older Premier track. But this thing is awesome. S&S air launches are incredibly powerful, and this is a great time. The Camelbacks after the launch have some of the most sustained airtime I've ever experienced, and it's pretty intense. The rest of the layout has hills, tight transitions, good turns. After it goes up the lift hill, there's not a whole lot left. Like a lot of the rides here, that lift hill is partially used just to get you back to where you started, but they do add a drop, kind of an overbank turn. It's a great layout. This thing is awesome. Smooth, fast, intense ride with some killer airtime too. If it's your first time on Time Traveler, please try and get in the back car, specifically the second to back row. That's the craziest beginning to a roller coaster I think out there. Time Traveler is a phenomenal roller coaster. This was Mach's debut extreme spinner, the first of its model, and it is an incredible ride system. They've continued to iterate on it with Ride to Happiness, but even this is such a good ride. Like I said, that first drop is nothing to laugh at, but the rest of the layout is awesome. it's not like you're spinning like a top the whole time. It is pretty tame in regards to how it spins, but even just taking certain elements like a vertical loop or a corkscrew, facing the side or facing backwards, it's such a unique experience. This is the case for a lot of rides here, but I really like how Time Traveler starts at the top of the hill and it kind of goes down to the main layout. So at the end, it has to kind of launch itself back up to the station. It's super unique, but the trains are comfortable. They look phenomenal. And this ride is just an experience you cannot miss out on. This is by far my favorite ride here at Silver Dollar City. Thunderation is potentially the craziest aero mine train I've been on, if you exclude something like Excalibur. In the same way that Time Traveler does, Thunderation starts at the very top of a hill, speeds up and makes its way down to the rest of the layout down the hill. The difference is Thunderation does it gradually. So you're taking turns and helices until you reach the very bottom of the hill. You are just flying. Tons of positive Gs, tons of, aero jank, but really good time, really intense for a mine train. And I like that it ends with the lift hill back up to the station, but it has a drop in between that. So it's not like, oh, the lift hill, and then it's done. You do get kind of a little more reward at the end. Really good ride. Oh my gosh, Wildfire is a good B&M looper. Really a spectacular ride. I don't think this thing gets enough love. Three really good things about this ride in my opinion. Number one, the view. This coaster's at the edge of the park. It's kind of on the side of this mountain. We're in the Ozarks here in Missouri. And so the view overlooking Table Rock Lake, and you can just see this hilly range as far as the eye can see. The views from up top on this coaster are immaculate. Number two, this is easily one of the smoother B&Ms, period. This thing is running better than plenty of new rides these days. So well done both to B&M and Silver Dollar City for making and maintaining such a good coaster. And number three, my favorite part about this ride is the first drop. There is no other B&M looper that I've experienced that has a first drop quite like this. In the back of the train, this rivals like some of B&M's hyper coasters. This is not standard affairs for a looping coaster, so very good, very intense. I love this ride. You can't miss Wildfire when you're out here at Silver Dollar City. Okay, the new Fire in the Hole. I am floored. This is such a good ride. Now, on my first visit to this park 2 years ago, I actually did ride the original. I rode it while they were building this one. I think it's really neat that they kept the old version open while they were building this. But a reason a lot of people like that original version is because it had so much character, so much charm. And I know a big concern for a lot of people was, is this going to lose a lot of that charm? It does not. There is so much character and so much love put into this ride. It still maintains a very similar and in-depth narrative, a story throughout the whole ride. The scenes themselves are very meticulously put together. They're updated, they're clean, but there are plenty of homages to the original. There's even some reused props and animatronics here. And that high quality experience continues into the ride system itself. So this is an RMC. This was actually RMC's debut into the family roller coaster / dark ride market. And boy, does this system really work. The vehicles and restraints, super comfortable. And for the majority of the ride, it's kind of just like an uphill powered coaster, much like the original. But where this system really shines is as you near that finale, when there's a bit more dynamics thrown into the layout. This system is incredibly smooth. There's definitely a bit of a thrill aspect to it at the end, but it's tame enough that everyone in the family can enjoy it. I am blown away by Fire in the Hole. You cannot miss this. This exceeded my expectations, and I came in with high expectations for this new version. Mystic River Falls is like the coolest and most unique river rapids ride I've done. It is also the wettest. The way I would explain it is that this ride doesn't really splash you. It does waves, it does tsunamis. The water just comes over you. That's how you get wet on this thing, so do not ride this if you can't stand being soaked. Your shoes will be soaked. Wear shoes or sandals accordingly, I guess. But no, this is super fun. The rapid sections on this ride are quite intense. I feel like a lot of rapids rides kind of just meander during those portions. This is like drops into water, tight turns. Like it is quite dynamic. But the star of the ride here is that the elevator tower that kind of has this it almost has like a water slide segment that goes into that final drop. And that final drop, whoever is facing backwards when you get to that drop, they're gonna get drenched. It is a fantastic ride. This whole area that they did for Mystic River Falls, beautiful. This is definitely something you can't miss at Silver Dollar City. Outlaw Run is a very fun roller coaster. This was RMC's first wooden roller coaster. They wouldn't wind up making too many because the Topper Track wooden coaster is now discontinued. Rocky Mountain Construction doesn't manufacture these roller coasters anymore. The two other Topper Track wooden coasters in the United States are Goliath at Six Flags Great America, as well as Lightning Rod at Dollywood. And when this thing opened in 2013, it was groundbreaking. This was the steepest wooden coaster. It was the first one to go upside down multiple times. And even though they had made a couple iBox coasters before, this was one of RMC's first projects. Naturally, a coaster built over a decade ago is going to show its age in certain ways. Here, that presents itself in having not the smoothest ride. I've explained this before, but when these RMC Woodies age, it's not like a normal wooden coaster that just gets a constant shake the whole time. It's almost like it just starts clunk, clunk, really hitting those spots, those gaps between the track pieces. I don't know if that's true or not, but it feels like a sequence of bumps rather than a constant shake. Most of those spots are very manageable. There is one doozy, and that's right at the bottom of the first drop. There's quite a pothole. I've ridden this twice today, and on the second ride, it was running a lot faster because it's later in the day, and that pothole really kind of hits. So just be aware this ride isn't the absolute smoothest, but it is still a riot. That first drop near the back is one of the best drops ever. There's some great airtime moments, some cool outer banks. That double barrel roll to end the ride is still just as fun as it was the year it opened. So it's not the newest or most modern, but this thing still kicks.
Foot at the bottom.
Well, we roll our hands like this, and they're lightweight. And I said, why? And she said, yeah.
American Plunge is a pretty interesting log flume. This thing does get you wet. A lot of log flumes are very light on the splashing. Not this. I had no idea that this thing had such a massive tunnel. The rest of the ride, plenty of good theming, great elements. The worst and most wet part of this ride though was not the drop, it was in the station. The quote unquote braking system for this log ride is it's like a set of clamps that just close on the log. It holds it there, and when it's ready to go, releases. When these clamps released, it simultaneously dropped the log a little bit into the water, and also that suction caused water to splash up. I got drenched on my right side. So there was no fear of getting wet the rest of the ride. I wasn't concerned about the drop. I was soaked from the very beginning. So that was interesting. I've never had that before, but American Plunge, that's a good time. That's a good water ride.
River Blast.
Okay, River Blast is a really good splash battle. And I really like these rides because it adds so much interaction between guests. You'll either be shooting the water guns at other boats as you pass by, or there's water guns on the side of the ride so that guests who aren't even riding can still interact with those who are. But my favorite part about this ride is the theming and how interactive it is, even if there aren't other people to be splashing back and forth. There's a bunch of targets, and if you spray them, they'll react in some sort of way, whether that's some sort of movement or it sprays. It's a really great ride. Just expect to get very soaked. I've said it before, I will just keep saying it. S&S Screamin' Swings are the best flat ride. This is definitely one of the smaller Screamin' Swings. This would actually be a great one to kind of figure out what it's about, because it's both physically smaller and the peak angle that it swings isn't quite as aggressive as the larger models. This thing's great. I love how it's incorporated into a barn. Always a good time, and it's pretty convenient that this is near Mystic River Falls, because this thing can just act like a giant fan. So okay, wow, what an eventful night. We wound up riding the train, Powder Keg again, Wildfire again, and we just marathon Time Traveler into the night. Probably got 7 rides on it. We even got a ride on Time Traveler with the drone show going. That was pretty neat. But wow, what a spectacular day here at Silver Dollar City. This is, again, my favorite theme park, and this visit today just solidified that. Revisiting so many rides that I love, but even just the ambience, the atmosphere, how much love and care is put into this park is evident in so many ways. Just an incredible, incredible visit. So thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, consider liking it. If you want to see more roller coaster and theme park content just like this coming real soon, consider subscribing. My name's John. You've been watching Midcourse Discourse, and I'll see you next time.